Hello, I'm Anna Petersen, and it is my pleasure and honor to be with you for the Show and Tell project from TIRF. I will be sharing with you one of the tools that I use for my lessons. I may use this tool to help me prepare my lessons in terms of lesson planning. Really, I may use this tool to prepare a worksheet. I also may use this tool to have students using AI during classes. Well, the tool I'm talking about is the Microsoft Copilot, which is available through a Microsoft subscription, but also available to anyone who wants to use it online. All you have to do is to type in Microsoft Copilot. The way I access it is through my own homepage because I have the Microsoft subscription or the Microsoft 365, and then the access to Microsoft Copilot is ready on your home page. I will show you that. I say that this is the one that I use most commonly because this is what we have available for universities and schools here in the United States where I teach. I teach at the college and university level in intensive English programs, both in person and online. The Microsoft 365 or the Microsoft suite of tools is available for universities and schools, just like I mentioned before, for both students and faculty. So not only it is easy to access, but it is also very reliable in what concerns appropriate language, in what concerns uh, the kind of care that we educators should have into not promoting tools that will be illegal or that could have suspicious or doubtful resources. Microsoft is the authorized tool to be used in the educational environment here in the United States, and this information per se just tells how much we can trust in it. So let's go. What you see here is me accessing internet through Microsoft Edge. You could be using Google Chrome, you could be using, I don't know, Firefox, whatever other browser you wish. All you would have to do is to type in Microsoft Copilot. The difference between having the Microsoft subscription and not having the Microsoft subscription is the availability of the tool, so how much you can use it, for how long, and also the kind of searches that you can make. For me, again, in Microsoft Edge, all I have to do is click here on this right-hand corner where you see the symbol, and for Copilot and the chat. So when I click here, a new screen will open. I can choose which kind of search I want, if I want the smart one, if I want the smart plus, that's a new one as you can see here. If I want it to think deeper, if I want the study and learn, or just searching for references. I'm going to use the one that is readily available here, which is the smart one, and I'm going to prompt it to help me create a lesson plan. What I have in mind is a group of intermediate students, but they are sort of not very strong, and they need constant recapping of verb tenses. So I chose for us to review this week past simple and past progressive. So what I will do is prompt Microsoft Copilot to create a lesson plan for me to help me review these verb tenses with my students. So my prompt will say create a lesson plan for a group of B1 students to review past simple and past progressive. The class is 50 minutes long. Make it fun and productive. So you see, I put some specifications of what is important for me and what I have in mind. I'm not very into details. I haven't put anything like talk about form, meaning, talk about the spelling for verbs in the past or for gerunds used in past progressive. So I haven't been any specific about this. Let's see what comes with it and how intelligent Microsoft Copilot will be for our prompt. And one thing that I like very much about Microsoft Copilot is that it helps me not only to come up with creative ideas for my class, but also to harness my own ideas. Sometimes I am full of ideas and I want to do too many things in just one class. And it helps me to be more objective, and it helps me to tailor my class into the time that I have available. You see, it has added an objective here for me. So students review form meaning and use both tenses and apply them in speaking, listening, and storytelling. There is a warm-up, so you have a breakdown of the steps of the class, and this is very interesting because I see it for two reasons. If you are a beginning educator, sometimes you don't know very well about the division of your class and what aspects should be in each part. So it is very helpful if you are a beginner. Sometimes if you are a more experienced teacher, which by now it is my case, you kind of do a little of everything and don't observe the steps. Sometimes maybe your lesson preparation is a little sloppy, you did not pay attention to this or that. So the artificial intelligence will help us to stick to what is important. And I do like this. So there is a warm-up activity, there is a quick review, and you see a mini board race. So it is helping me to gamify a little my class. And this is very interesting. Sometimes we are a little worried or we are out of ideas on what to do. So it helps us in this. There is also a step named controlled practice, and you give the students a grid according to this. I like this. So I could ask it to prepare this part or this grid as a worksheet, a printable worksheet, or I could simply copy it on the board, or I could simply show it on my screen. That would work well too. And then students would be creating their sentences. They could be matching parts and also creating theirs after. So the way I work with it is I never just simply copy and paste. I will always take it and tweak it a bit, not only for personalizing it, making it mine, but also to adapt it to my student. It is very important that we use the ideas of AI, okay, good, fantastic, but also that we make it for our own students, and no one knows better our students than we do. So it's not a blind trust in AI. It is one that walks side by side with us. There is a listening activity, which is a teacher story, The Strange Afternoon. So you can read this aloud. You can have them listen to you. Yes, you will be practicing a listening activity. It could be a speaking or a fluency activity or a pronunciation practice if you ask them to read this mini story. Again, you don't have to copy and paste the story. You could simply, like the lights flickered, this would probably be difficult for my students. I would have to tweak this a bit, change one or another word so that it is appropriate for their level. Again, appropriateness is extremely important. So is it appropriate to the level? Is it appropriate to the reality of what you're teaching? Always make sure that you have this extremely clear in your plan and for yourself. There is still a main communicative task, which is, you see, pair work. So this is very interesting. It reminds me to put some pair work, some group work in my lesson. I like it very much. And then it wraps up the lesson with two truths and one lie that you can never go wrong with this activity. Students usually like it. As an ending to my uh, outcome from AI, we have some optional activities, some optional add-ons. So a mini poster, a worksheet with the version of the grid. Remember the grid that we have just seen? So it is a multitude of possibilities. I will ask Copilot to create a picture. Create a picture that illustrates people performing actions in a past tense mode and past progressive mode. Include sentences. So this last one, when I put include sentences, I put it on purpose. It gives me options here, you see. Hand-drawn or doodle style, colorful cartoon style. I will put a colorful cartoon style or just cartoon style. Let's see what will come out of this. So, park scene, you see, it is tailoring even more what I am doing. The idea of a park scene. So let's go for a park scene. Let's take it. It could be classroom or anything or something else. It gave you options, or it gave us options, but it could be something else. So the reason that I have added this create a picture is because when you create pictures in Microsoft Copilot and you want to add language, you want to add words, it usually makes mistakes. So it kind of hallucinates with language and creates words that do not exist or misspell the words. So you should be very careful when using Microsoft Copilot. It will create very nice pictures as long as it does not include language. Let's see if it will include language for us and if it can show us what I was telling you about making mistakes. You see, even though I have the subscription of Microsoft 365, it takes a little minute to create pictures. By the way, creating pictures is something that consumes lots of energy, so it's not something that we should be playing a lot with. We should use AI responsibly and consciously in all senses. So, perfect picture. He was talking on the phone while the boy fell. Would this make sense? While the boy fell. You see, when I was talking about mistakes, the second he dropped his ice cream while the boy fell, he was talking on the phone, she was running. So maybe what I can do if I really want to use the picture, I could ask students to create sentences, but this is not a ready sentence, and I should make a point in this. So maybe surprisingly or unintentionally, Microsoft Copilot gave me one more activity that I can use with my students. I can show the picture and ask them to create sentences based on what they see or based on parts of the sentences that are there. I would have to correct punctuation. I would have to help a bit, but this is what we are for, right? It's not AI teaching, but it is us. Again, Copilot will offer more possibilities, creating a worksheet, a storytelling activity, and the possibilities are endless. You could use this idea of a lesson plan, you could use the worksheet idea, you could use the picture idea, and you could use Microsoft Copilot. If you're lucky enough to have a lab available in your school, you could use Microsoft Copilot with your students, and students could create mini dialogues with AI, could create pictures that they can show the others later on in class. I hope you like this suggestion, and I hope to see you around other TIRF projects. Thank you.